There we go. I'm thinking we're live. So anybody who's joining us, welcome to the show. Fred, how are you doing?
I am fucking great, son. How'd you like the episode?
How'd I like the episode?
Yeah, let's just get right to it. Or should we do introductions or what? Should we let people know what we're here for?
Well, yeah, we're
That might
this
help.
is Stand and Bang MMA, but we're gonna do something different and do a breakdown of the Game of Thrones episode that was just on. So what I think of the episode? Well, it's kind of a like and meanwhile, and meanwhile, and meanwhile, it's just kind of reconnoitering everything from the end of season six. So first off, with what I got out of it is that Arya is full on psychopathic now,
Yeah.
and Cersei's her against the world. Doesn't matter if it's Jamie or not. And then everybody else, Clegane is starting to get a little bit of a conscience. I don't know, different things that I liked, some things that I didn't. How about you?
Um, I was impressed, man. I liked it. I mean, it's the first episode, so you know how Game of Thrones is. It has to build a little bit. There's some shit to build. But listen, it starts off with a fucking bang, right? She kills all those cocksucking Freys. She gets every fuck. At first, I was a little thrown off because it started, and I'm like, didn't this prick get killed? Fucking giving a toast. I'm like, this must be something of the past, a bit of a recap or something. Then when I seen him not drink that fucking wine, I'm like, I'll be a son of a bitch. I didn't know the whole faces could like fucking make you fucking, I guess, it taller, the whole, put that thing on and you just transform all the way, I guess. But
Yeah, that
that
was
was, I like that.
that was one of the things. That was one of the things I had a little hard time with. You know, the whole mask thing. Obviously, she cut off old Walter Frey's face, but now she's got his fingers, his voice, his height, the whole nine. So I guess
Don't
but
ruin
it's all
this.
yeah. It's the many faced god magic. So that was all right.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'll
So, I
tell
mean,
you what I
listen,
don't.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I said I'll tell you what I don't like about faces is Clegane, the Hound. They keep softening his makeup and softening his makeup. If you go back to season one, he was frightening. Like his burn went way down past his eyebrow, and his ears gnarly, and it's red and really angry looking. And now he just kind of looks like he's got age spots or something going on. Now that they're trying to soften his character, they also softened his look. And I get bothered by that sort of stuff. Change of actor, or the change of prosthetics or something like that. I liked him frightening.
Really?
Yeah.
I must just be, one of the countless morons. I just assumed it was dark out there. Fucking
No, man.
little,
Go back.
little
Go
cold,
back to
I,
go back to season one. He's way scarier looking.
I just thought we'd grown accustomed to him. He's still fucking. I tell you what, I did notice. I noticed he was fucking big when he walked through that fucking door. I was like, God damn, the fucking
Yeah.
hound barely fits in there and shit.
Is it now? Did you recognize the dead, or the father and the daughter who were dead on the bed? Did you recognize that cabin? Do you know why
Yeah,
he
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
want to go
yeah,
in
yeah.
there?
I put that together with them being the people before, and then he's been slowly kind of gaining a conscious, or kind of I don't know, discreetly had a conscious throughout the whole show. Though you always see him kind of always doing these kind of nice acts, and kind of surprising you with his kindness. The old hound.
Yeah. Well, for those of you, the couple people who are watching, if you didn't catch it, that was the old man that he thumped on the head at the end of last season and took his silver when he was with Arya. That's why he didn't want to go into that cabin. So,
Fools got to do what they got to do to eat.
yeah. All right. So we've got the uncle, the Iron Island's uncle, who's making a proposal to Cersei with the fleet, with the Armada. That's kind of an interesting thing. Those guys teaming up.
My new favorite sleazeball.
Yeah. Yeah, he
You
does.
cocksucker. He had a good game. I give it to him. He laid it out there nice and thick. Me and you, traitorous families and the fucking like. He's just like, nope, you're a sneaky little
Yeah.
prick and I still don't trust you. But that didn't
I
deter
don't know.
him.
Yeah, my favorite part of that is when she was like, "You killed your own brother." He's like, "Yeah, you should try it."
Well, yeah, I was fucked when that bitch said that. I was like, ooh, fucking Jamie, you ain't gonna take that shit, are you?
Yeah, Jamie's standing right there too, just like, really? You gonna do that?
We're gonna trust this
I don't know.
cocksucker. But listen, they're in a weirdly unique position where the Lannisters need help.
Yeah,
Cersei fucking is off in left field, which clearly she's not. She was obviously keen to that fact too, because she clearly sent in for fucking help. Not exactly what Jamie would have chosen, but clearly they both understand that they're going to need a little help or they're fucked. So what are you going to do? You take what's out there, I suppose.
Yeah, I was really surprised how they approached Tommen, the last son. He's like, we haven't talked about him, and she's like, well, they're ashes and we're not. Fuck them.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, one of the great things about Game of Thrones, and what I think they actually do really well, is create villains. They create some cocksuckers. They create the fucking Floyd Mayweathers of fantasy. I tune every week just to hope one of those fuckers gets killed. And I think Cersei is going to play that role. She is just such a heartless cunt. She has been the whole time. She's the new Merc.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts is how emotionally invested you get in the show. Like, I watched Joffrey die several times on that episode.
Yeah. Finally, you little prick. Finally.
Yeah, exactly. Watched his eyes bug out of his head, and I'm like, yes, you son of a bitch. I hate that little bastard. And then the Walder Frey thing, the Red Wedding, finally he gets his throat slit. I'm like, yes, you motherfucker. And then what's Ramsay?
I was going to ask you.
Man, you put on your Twitter most poetic justice or something. I think it could have been worse. He's the worst out of all the dirty bastards in this show. What he did to Greyjoy and Reek, even though I couldn't stand Greyjoy, just watching that whole degradation the whole time. When he finally gets his comeuppance, it's like eaten by a dog. I don't know. It's all right, but I could have watched him die a few more times.
You actually answered the question that I was just fixing to ask. I was going to say, which kill was the most gratifying for you? Joffrey, Ramsay, or the old Greyjoy, or Frey? I mean, I guess, definitely Ramsay.
Well, for me, Joffrey, because he suffers. Oh. Yeah, no, he suffers. You know, I couldn't stand that fucking kid. By the time he finally, I didn't realize it was going to go down, right? I didn't see any spoilers or anything. And then when he starts choking and pulling at his throat, I'm like, oh, his eyes are bugging out of his head and he's bleeding. It's just like, oh, yes. Now, you knew that Ramsay was going to have to get his comeuppance.
Yeah, thank God. You know, that was the most enjoyable for me.
Yeah. I don't know. Frey was pretty good because last time I tried to watch the show, I stopped at the Red Wedding. That episode pissed me off so bad, which will show you how good Game of Thrones is. I get pissed off at TV. That episode pissed me off so bad, I stopped watching the series. I was like, nope, I'm out. Fuck you guys.
A lot of people did that, man. That was, honestly though, man, that is one of the reasons why this show is incredible, because it's unafraid to do something like that. And, you know, there are probably people that legit stopped watching the show after that. That fucking episode was so powerful. There were reaction videos with over 100,000 views on YouTube just from people reacting to that scene. That's the good shit, baby.
Well, it's pretty brutal. If you remember the Red Wedding, they kill a pregnant woman.
Yeah.
Slowly torture Rob to death with several wounds, and then finally everybody slits each other's throats like friggin' Sweeney Todd at the end of that movie, where everybody's just like, so, but it looks like we're looking at Dany Targaryen. She's finally back home to her family's home that Stannis had.
Yeah, exactly. That was a really cool part there at the very end of the episode. That's how they end it, which is beautiful, right? Because they end it with, if they hadn't showed her, I feel like everybody would have been like, what the fuck? That's kind of what we're all low-key waiting to see, right? Everybody wants to see those fucking dragons in work. Like, we've been waiting since those little cocksuckers were born in season 2. Now they're finally big. She's finally got her fucking army. She's back at home. It's like, and then, and I give it to her. The one scene you see her in, I don't know, I guess she says a few words before that, but like maybe. But one of the few fucking sentences she says this whole fucking like episode is, let's get ready, or are you ready to go? Like, as soon as she gets to the war room, she's fucking ready to get the business, Jack. So what's coming.
Yeah. On a completely different note, poor Sam, poor Sam at the Citadel, scrubbing out chamber pots. I'll tell you what, I don't know what the hell they're eating at the Citadel, but nobody had a regular bowel movement in any of those, man. That was some pretty gnarly shit. Literally.
I think that was a fucking really cool scene, though, because, obviously this is all rooted in fucking fantasy, but there's an element of maybe that's how shit was, fucking 1,000 years ago or 500 years ago, whatever the fuck the case may be. And it just gives you a small look at how fucking rough just normal shit must have been a long time. Like, can you imagine the poor pricks that had to keep care of the old shitbirds back then? Fucking saints, the most of them, or fat dummies like that guy. Either way, fucking rough job. But poetic that he finds the stash for the fucking dragon shit, right? So that's a very crucial part to this whole story.
Well, there was very much, and there was very much the feeling of everything being tied together finally. So Sam's going to be over in the Citadel, feeding John knowledge on what he needs to do to fight the war. John's more worried about the war in the north. Sansa's kind of coming into her own and being like, finally, you got to listen to me. I've been through more shit than any of you guys. Been married to, or damn near married to Joffrey. Raped all to hell by Ramsay. Freaking, what's his name?
How do you feel? How do you feel about that though? The Sansa and Jon Snow thing. Do you think that they keep it together? Does this little rift end up causing a problem? What do you think happens with Snow and Sansa?
No, I think he's going to start listening to her, and Sansa's going to take a much more powerful role in what goes on in there. And then what is it? Peter, what's his name? Lord. I'm drawing a blank.
Littlefinger.
Littlefinger, yeah.
Littlefinger.
What's his name?
Lord Baelish.
Baelish, yeah. So finally, she's all done taking his shit, which is nice. He was like, "Oh, I just want you to be happy." Yeah, then shut up. That's what I'm missing right now.
Yeah.
Silence. Get the fuck. They're finally done with all of his bullshit. So I don't know. I like the feeling of it all finally being tied together. It looks like chances are what's going to be going on is there's going to be a cooperation with the people who are still sane enough to understand that it's the Night King that it really matters right now, and all the Seven Kingdoms doesn't matter. But honestly, I think because Cersei and the Lannisters are in the south, they don't get it. So that's going to be their thing, is worrying about all of this. While there is going to be some cooperation, the Umbers got back into it, the Karstarks got back into it, pledged allegiance to Jon again. And I don't know what the little girl, the Bear
She's
Island.
A bad little bitch, the old Bear Island broad.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they picked a perfect actress for her too, because it's almost believable that little midget carries that much presence and that much power when she talks.
HBO does a pristine job of picking the right people for the right role. From fucking Tony Soprano down to that little broad from Bear Island. They do a really good job of just picking the right fucking people to play these characters. Very believable in that shit, man, for sure.
And then Arya. Arya is becoming she's been my favorite character one of my favorite characters for a while. But when she's sitting around those soldiers and they're like, "Why are you going to King's Landing?" "I'm going to kill the queen." And they all start laughing like it's a bust a gut. And she's like, "Yep, laugh along. I'm fucking serious right now. I'm going there to kill her."
Bruh, cold-blooded. Arya ain't nut. That's what I love about the show too, man, is you feel, especially at this point, you almost feel like you know the characters and their families. And you look and it's like a proud uncle. You see him and you're like, "Yeah, Jack, that's little Arya Stark. She got that Stark blood in her. That's the northern hoes. Like, that, she's not fucking about." Like, y'all take it as a joke. That fucking hoe. And you know what's funny about this? We can predict how all this will go. And it's a great series, so we'll probably could never predict it right. But I wouldn't be surprised if somehow or another Arya ends up killing that hoe. If that's the way it goes, like, and somehow it wouldn't surprise me.
Think of her list. You know what I mean? She was always saying those names, and slowly but surely, she's starting to pick people off. She could have got Clegane, but she left him. She was like, and that was cold too. She's like, "Nope, not going to kill you. I'll let you die of bleeding to death and infection. Peace out, fucker." So,
yeah.
I really enjoy her story arc, the many-faced god, and how she's, but I really like when that, like you said, "Oh, what is this from the past?" And when Walder Frey goes on about, "Yeah, you murdered a pregnant woman and you did this and that, but you didn't get them all. And if there's one wolf if there's one wolf, nobody's safe. And it's like, ooh, man, she is just savage.
So when do you think now? I know that winter's coming, winter's here, but I don't need the massive fuck snow pals yet. And we don't like how far away do you think the dead army is? And
Well,
like, so what happens first? Does the war jump off between fucking Miss Targaryen and the Lannister tribe, or do you think that fucking winter will arrive and just shell shock the most of them?
no, I think it's going to be at the same time. Like I said, because it's so far south, I think that Cersei and the Iron Islanders are going to start engaging the Northerners at the same time that the dead start engaging the Northerners. I think right quick the wall's going to get fucked up because Clegane saw in the fight the dead marching by thousands by the spear-shaped mountain. I think that's getting to be where it's pretty close. So I'm guessing that next episode, since all we got was human characters where everybody is strategy-wise, I think next episode we're going to start seeing maybe more of the Night King and what the army of the dead are doing. But now, what is like penultimately? What is your prediction here? After all this is said and done, and I know it's early, but I just want to ask, where is your vision for this? Who sits on the throne? Who survives? Who survives the winter?
When it's all said and done?
Yep, when it's done. When these 15 episodes or whatever it is over the next 2 years, what do you think?
Okay, I'm going to give you two. I'm going to give you A, what I hope happens quickly, and then B, what I think is going to happen. And B will be real fucking quick, okay? A, I think that somehow or another, fucking Jon Snow finds out that him and Daenerys Targaryen are actually brother and sister. Somehow that little secret pops out, and in a rightful world, they both seem to be just fucking good looking, goddamn dragons, fucking goddamn it, the little fucking smart fucking Tyrion Lannister. They got the goddamn spider. They got the fucking A team.
Yeah.
In a rightful world, together and rule justly over the kingdom. What I think's going to happen is eventually fucking that goddamn Ice King, most of them, and winter freezes out the whole fucking lot because that's what they do on the Game of Thrones. Everybody fucking dies. A fucking mass murder. At the very last scene we'll see will be that fucking Snow King with his cocksucking blue eyes on the top of fucking the biggest castle in the kingdom. Game over.
Yeah, but winter ends. Winter ends.
Only if you kill those pricks or send them back.
I suppose. I honestly think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna be super duper Scooby Doo happy ending like you just said, but I think at the end it's a Targaryen. Whether it's Jon, who is a Targaryen, or Dany, one of them, I think that's who ends up. I think the Lannisters die, and the Targaryens pick back up.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I could maybe see that happening. The great thing about this show is we're probably both wrong. They're probably going to write some crazy shit in there, and who the fuck knows?
Absolutely. But at least now they're going to have the dragon glass. I got tired of it last season when it was just a complete one-sided blowout. Wherever the dead went, it was just like, oh, overall, you just forget about it. We've got no chance whatsoever. At least now they're going to start equipping these guys right. So in the spirit of keeping people entertained, because right now we're doing this for the first time, the show is an hour. I figure we'll talk about another 3-4 minutes, make our show 30 minutes. And so if people want to do this interactive from here on out, we're going to do it at least, once a Sunday?
Yeah. After the show, we'll do the little post show.
All right. So if anybody on Twitter's or Fred's Twitter or my Twitter, if you want to chime in, put in your 2 cents, your predictions, theories that we could talk about and work out, or little things that we missed. I'm not probably as detail oriented as Fred when it comes to the show because I kind of blitzkrieged it. I watched pretty much all of it within like 3 months. Because after the Red Wedding, I gave up until just like a few months ago, and I was like, all right, I'll get it again. And then for those people out there that either don't have cable or you use try the add-on. I did the Amazon add-on, and you get to watch not only the Game of Thrones, but I'm able to watch now all HBO series, whether they be going on right now or any previous episodes. So, is there anything that you want to add before we wrap this up? Do you want to do like an end segment, or we already did predictions?
Yeah, so let's do this. Let's do this for an ending. We'll do a little prediction thing for the next episode.
All right.
Who do you think's gonna die? Let's call it. Who's getting got in the next episode? Do you think? Because so many main characters die on the Game of Thrones all the fucking time. Do a pick. Let's do a prequel here. Who gets it in the next episode? Who gets fucking snuffed?
One of the main characters in the next. I don't think it'll happen in the next episode. But I'm thinking.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm thinking they're going to start slow. My prediction: the first person to go is going to be one of the little merry men that Clegane is in right now. Whether it be that top knot priest and top knot cocksucker.
That was my line.
That was awesome.
Who are you fooling, you little bald cocksucker?
Yeah, you bald cocksucker. You're not fooling anybody with that top knot. I thought that was great. I think they're going to start slow, but I do think over the next, whatever it is, 15 episodes, I think we see huge cuts, like surprising, holy shit, I thought that guy would make it to the end. I don't think the Spider's going to make it. I got a feeling that Baelish, and we should do little bets. I think Baelish makes it longer than the Spider.
Probably. You're probably right on that. Littlefinger has a way of just sneaking his way around, although so does the fucking Spider.
Yeah. But that would be
that's a good one. That's actually a pretty good one to have. You okay? I'll run with it though. Those will be our horses for the season. Right. I'll keep Spider. Spider's a very resilient cocksucker too, and he's on a pretty good team right now. So those will be our horses to not die this season.
Yeah, absolutely. First thing that's going to happen though, I think, is the White Walkers are going to reach the wall, and there's going to be a lot of ravens that get snuffed.
Okay, yeah. So yeah. Quickly before we wrap it up.
Here's the other thing. Wait, no, we got to do predictions. Is the Wildlings leader ever going to hook up with Brienne of Tarth? You see that whole thing?
Oh yeah,
going on for a while.
Oh yeah, that's destiny. They have to get together. I mean, and I tell you what, he seems like a resilient guy. He's not going to take no for an answer forever. She's eventually going to give him some pussy for sure.
He's going to die though. He's one that goes. Guaranteed. That character dies.
Yeah, he has to. He's too much of a warrior, and people have to go.
Yeah,
he might be a leading runner-up for the first one to get it this season.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that would make sense, and probably right after Brienne starts to warm up to him, so we get to see her fall apart over what, the third dude that she's been dedicated to.
That would actually make perfect sense going along with the story. Before we wrap it up quickly, how fucking scary was the ice giant though? The fucking giants that were the fucking White Walkers. Holy fucking shit! I didn't know they worked that voodoo on those big pricks. Those are going to be some hellacious things to take down.
Yeah, they're gonna kick a whole lot of ass. So anybody who does watch this, give us your predictions. Who you think is gonna die, when they're gonna die, who's gonna live the longest, how it ends, stuff like that. There's only 8 episodes this season, so we might as well make it fun over the next couple months.
And for the record, not to be pushy, but if you're fucking watching, hit the like button, share, subscribe, retweet it. Don't be fucking mean. It doesn't cost much. Just throw us a fucking retweet. Yeah,
tweet to us. That'd be fun. I don't know how to get the group chat. If I could figure out group chat, I would be answering questions this whole time. So, but anyways, you want to sign off then? We'll give it
We'll figure it out.
All right. So we'll be back next week right after the show. So if you want to give us questions or predictions, we'll talk them out, stuff like that. We'll be on for a half hour right after the show to talk about the show. So, Fred, you want to give them your Twitter handle?
Yeah. Follow me at Kirby_MMA.
And I don't remember my Twitter handle, so don't worry about it. But either way, this is going to be on the
Stand. So just remember that first one.
Yeah, it's going to be on the Stand and Bang MMA podcast on YouTube. So go check it out, and we'll see you guys next week.